This video is brought to you by RotterdamHolland.com, a website and project dedicated to my hometown, Rotterdam, the port city of the Netherlands, located somewhere in Western Europe.
All right, let's dive into something really cool, Rotterdam's incredible bicycle culture. We're talking about a city that's always in motion. And as you'll see, this isn't just about getting around. It's a whole way of life. Yeah, this quote really just nails it. In Rotterdam, a bike is, well, it's so much more than a way to get from point A to point B. You could almost say it's the city's heartbeat, you know? It's the sound you hear everywhere, and frankly, it feels like a bit of a national sport. And look, this is not some cute sunny day hobby. Oh no. We're talking about a culture that's been forged in relentless wind and rain. It's all powered by that super famous no-nonsense Dutch attitude. This is a way of life born from necessity and just pure stubbornness. So let's get into this pedal-powered lifestyle, because yeah, cycling here really is a survival skill. It's not a trend that comes and goes with the seasons. It is a fundamental, non-negotiable part of daily life. I mean, it's a skill you basically learn as soon as you can walk because you have to know it to navigate a city that is just built for two wheels. And get this, the scale of it is just mind-boggling. There are officially more bicycles than people in the entire country. Think about that for a second. Bikes literally outnumber humans. And you can bet Rotterdam is doing its part to uphold that tradition. This is where it gets really personal. The Rotterdam bike, it's not just an object. It's treated more like a member of the family. Seriously. People give them names, they buy insurance for them, and they are genuinely heartbroken when they get stolen. You'll see front yards and hallways just packed with bikes. It's not clutter, it's heritage. Okay, so if these bikes are like family, what do they actually look like? Well, the streets are basically a museum on wheels. It's this incredible, constant parade of personality and practicality. Just stand on any street corner for a minute and you will see a moving exhibition of every kind of bike you can possibly imagine. Let's break down this little species guide. First, you've got the Oma-fiets, the classic grandma bike. They're heavy, they're indestructible, and pigeons can probably overtake them. Then there's the Bakfiets, the cargo bike, which is basically a family minivan on wheels. You see kids, dogs, groceries, everything gets thrown in those things. Then you have the e-bikes, these silent little rockets just zipping past. And my personal favorite, the custom contraption, where someone's industrial design skills or maybe a midlife crisis just completely runs wild. So every single ride becomes this little public performance. It's an exhibition of balance, for sure, but also courage, and let's be honest, some pretty questionable decision-making. It's not just about getting from here to there. It's a form of personal expression, a little adventure every single time. Which brings up a really good question. Why? Why does everyone ride a bike in one of the wealthiest countries on the planet? A lot of people assume it's because it's cheap, that it's about poverty. But that's not the real story. The truth is way more interesting. Here's the deal. A foreigner might think, oh, they must ride bikes because they can't afford a car. But the Dutch reality? We ride bikes because cars are a massive headache. It's a conscious choice for freedom and frankly for sanity. The streets are narrow, parking costs a fortune, there's always construction, driving is just a punishment. Biking is freedom. It's not even anti-car, it's just pro-sanity. And this is maybe the best part. Cycling is the great equalizer here. This quote says it all. Even ministers, CEOs, and royal family members ride bikes. The Prime Minister himself just pedals to work. It shows you that it cuts across every social class. It's not about status, it's about a shared, deeply practical mindset that just says, this makes sense. But okay, let's be real for a second. It's super easy to romanticize all this, right? To think of it as this perfect, pedal-powered utopia. Is it though? Let's pull back the curtain a little and look at the more chaotic side of things. Yeah, anarchy with good branding, that's a pretty good way to put it. Because honestly, it can get pretty chaotic and dangerous out there. If you're a pedestrian, you learn to live in a state of low-key fear of the bike lanes. You blink, and suddenly a cyclist appears, ringing their bell with what one writer perfectly called Calvinist fury, this intense, righteous get-out-of-my-way energy. And then came the e-bikes. Whoa, that has completely changed the game. It's like a new Wild West out on the bike paths. These things are fast, they're silent, and they're often ridden by teenagers who seem to think they're immortal. You've got people texting, eating, just cruising along at 30 kilometers an hour without making a sound. It's added a whole new layer of danger. So, what's the price for all this freedom? Well, accidents are a daily thing. It's just an accepted, almost calculated risk. Sure, tempers might flare up for a minute, you exchange info, and then life moves on. It's this weird mix of the city's amazing efficiency and just plain old human carelessness. And for most people, that risk just feels worth it. It's like an unwritten social contract. We accept the chaos in exchange for the freedom. So, how does a culture like this even happen? How does it get so deep into the city's DNA, from cradle to grave? It's not just about painting some bike lanes on the road, I can tell you that. It's so much deeper. Well, it really comes down to these four things. 1, you start them young. Kids learn road safety and bike etiquette in school, so it becomes totally second nature. 2, you need government backing. The city actively expands bike lanes and is constantly promoting cycling. 3, it's a family tradition. It's something that connects generations, from little kids all the way to their grandparents. And finally, number 4, you just make it logical. The city itself is built for bikes, so choosing a bike is simply the most practical, common-sense choice you can make. And you know what? There's this massive positive side effect to all of this. It's like a quiet rebellion against climate change. But what's so great is that it's grounded in logic, not in guilt. People aren't necessarily doing it to save the planet. They're doing it because it's the smartest way to live their lives. But hey, the planet benefits anyway. So in the end, you just can't separate the identity of Rotterdam from its bikes. This quote sums it up perfectly. They're the city's DNA, its unspoken language, its proudest contradiction. They're messy, they're practical, and they're always somehow in motion. You could even say they're the lungs of the city. So it really makes you think, doesn't it? Could we actually save ourselves one ridiculous, rain-soaked bike ride at a time? In a world that is so addicted to cars, Rotterdam is this powerful reminder that real progress can still be powered by something as simple as muscle and metal. What if more cities took this to heart? Could we really pedal our way to a better future?
This video is brought to you by RotterdamHolland.com, a website and project dedicated to my hometown, Rotterdam, the port city of the Netherlands, located somewhere in Western Europe.